Mental health is a life sentence without parole. Too many of us carry invisible wounds, trauma, loss, shame, and silence. I created the Crawl, Walk, Run podcast to break that silence, to give a voice to the voiceless. This is not just a show. It is a platform, a place where authors, veterans, artists, survivors, and everyday people can share their truth without fear of judgment. We crawl through the darkness. We walk toward healing, and we run into purpose. Together, we will build this community. This podcast is about resilience, about stories that matter, and about reminding the world that your voice could save someone's life. I'm your host, Steve-O, and this is Crawl, Walk, Run.
CSM Donald Wilson, Brigade Command Sergeant Major, retired. Donald Wilson, formerly of Paducah, Kentucky, is an exemplary representation of manhood, fatherhood, and servanthood for all men, young and old, regardless of race or ethnicity. Raised in the Anderson Court housing projects, he has never forgotten the foundations and principles provided to him through the love and support of the village that helped raise him. After graduating from Paducah Tillman High School in 1987, he enlisted in the United States Army. Although the military was not the original path he had planned for himself, when life took an abrupt turn, he knew he had to step up and be responsible in more ways than one. In 2017, after a 30-year illustrious career, Wilson retired as a Brigade Command Sergeant Major in the U.S. Army, the highest military rank of an enlisted civilian. However, his military career had both positive and negative impacts. After deployments in Desert Storm and Iraqi Freedom, along with missions both in the U.S. and overseas, he witnessed some things during combat that he did not want his children to see, which impacted his mental well-being. In spite of that, he believes serving made him a better soldier and a better father. He took the experiences acquired during his time in the military and applied them to how he raised his children. The mentorship and guidance he received from various leaders in the Army ultimately inspired him to reach new goals, both within the Army and beyond. His commitment to personal growth and academic excellence led him to obtain a master's degree in criminal justice administration. After retiring, Wilson decided to pursue his passion for helping others by giving back, especially to veterans. He personally understands the mental and physical struggles many soldiers experience. A lot of them don't have family or friends available to help, and potential resources, such as the Veterans Affairs, may not be giving them what they need. He noticed in his neighborhood that many of his disabled veteran neighbors were receiving fines from the HOA for overgrown grass. To provide some relief, Wilson began offering free lawn care services to these veterans. The word of his altruism soon spread, and he now takes his business for veterans and senior citizens to several communities beyond his neighborhood. In addition to his free lawn care service, he is the organizer/director of the AC Village, a group of over 249 past and current residents of Anderson Court housing projects in Paducah. AC Village organizes annual reunions, provides scholarships, assists with clothing needs, toys for Christmas, food, tutoring, and many other incentives to encourage youth to work toward reaching their best.
I'll get it right someday. I am Steve-O, and this is Crawl, Walk, Run, episode 7. And today I have the distinct honor to have a friend that I served with in the military for the last 4 years of my military career. And everybody always asks me, why do they call you Steve-O? Well, today I'm going to bring in the guy where I earned his credibility, and on the radio, instead of calling me Steel 21, he was always yelling at me and calling me Steve-O. So this was my senior, and I'm going to tell you that this guy is amazing. We have known each other for almost 20 years now. I just reached out to him the other day, and he's got a story. He does a lot of stuff for people that are hurting. The title of my show is From the Hood to Senior Enlisted to Community Advocacy and Entrepreneur. Let me introduce to you this amazing gentleman, Command Sergeant Major retired Donald Wilson.
Steve-O,
What's up, man?
how you doing, Battle?
I'm good, brother.
Man, where you get all that gray from?
The gray?
Yeah.
Shit, man, that's called old age, man.
My battle buddy. It's good seeing you, Steve-O.
Hey, man. It's
Man.
good. Because you know what? Every day I'm on social media, they're like, why you call him Steve-O?
That's Steve-O. Steve-O the man. Steve-O was the man when I was we go all the way back to Cumberland Gap. And I would tell you, working with you, Steve-O, was an honor, man. And that's just, I'm not saying this. Everybody know, all our friends that served with us, Steve-O, you was the man that we went to. You was the man, to me, man that I knew was going to do it by the book, because you always say, here's your favorite line, man, I don't think you want to do that. And it's like, Steve-O say, if it's not right, stop. Let's redo this. Let's relook this and go from there. But Steve-O, you kept a lot of people out of trouble.
Hey,
right?
man, when I walked into that unit and saw all those Sergeant First Classes, I was like, this is the only swear word I'm going to say. This is going to be a shit show.
Oh, man. All of us veterans. We just got back from Iraq. And so you can tell they had all of the E7 together, just coming back out of Iraq, fighting a war. And here we are, ready to go out here and train National Guardsmen. So it was fun. I'm going to tell you that.
But I think anywhere we made them killers, bro.
We did. Especially you.
Hey, my favorite thing is, and y'all didn't agree,
What?
sitting in class and we threw the simulators outside.
Oh, yes. Had to be
You
Steve-O.
were in charge, and you can't, Steve, you can't do that shit, man.
Yeah. Now that was good.
Heart attacks, man.
That would worry me about you, because you would just spontaneously just do something out the ordinary. And I'm like, come on, Steve-O. We got VIPs out here. We can't do none of this crap out here today. And you're like, all right, man. But other than that, man, we enjoyed each other.
Unhinged.
Yeah, unhinged. That's what it was. Unhinged.
Hey, let's get this rolling, man. Don Wilson, what is crawl, walk, run mean to you?
Oh, man. Crawl, walk, run. Man, it's all about growth. You know, learning through trials and error, and steadily improving. That's why I look at it when I see crawl, walk, and run. I mean, when I retired from the military and I stepped into a new career, I mean, I had to embrace that process all over again, you know, starting from crawl stage. You know, I worked my way forward because I wanted to truly belong and contribute to the team that I was with here at Fort Benning. And I would tell you, I had to develop step by step every day, you know. And you know, us artillerymen, not just artillerymen, but soldiers, we want to be the best. All right. We want to make sure everybody we know our stuff. We get in the books, teach, coach, mentor, and you know, be the best you can be as a soldier, but also as a civilian too. And so that's what crawl, walk, run means to me. I still use it today, you know, doing my little projects, my nonprofit organization, also my lawn care business, all that I've used to make me a better person, you know, out here in the community. So that's my take on crawl, walk, and run.
Great. So a lot of people don't know this, but I've been on your journey since you retired on the trauma side. So next question is, what is trauma? And if you don't have it, what are you doing to help other people with the trauma, and what is it?
Well, trauma to me is something that I thought I would never have in my life. You know, when I was a young kid coming up, and I used to always see these veterans, you know, and you know, homeless, just not ordinary, you know, I used to see veterans talking to themselves, you know, got their hands in their fingers in their ears and stuff and this and that. And I'm like, what would make somebody go off and just come back that way? And I found out. I found out when I went out to my when I went out to Iraq Desert Storm, also Iraqi Freedom. I found out the hard way. Now I understand what trauma really means, and it's something that will stay with you for the rest of your life. I don't think there's no curing it or getting over it, or it'll come and go. It'll always stay with you. And so, good thing about me.
How old were you when you went to Desert Shield, Desert Storm?
I was matter of fact, it was 1990. So as soon as I graduated out of high school, 87, it was what I had to be in what 21.
You came in the Army before me, 21. Right? I was in 88.
Yes. Yep, I came in 87.
Okay.
I came in 87.
Where were you stationed at?
I was in Germany.
Nuremberg.
Okay. You ever heard of I was in Fulda.
Yeah, I was in 1st Army Division, man.
Okay. And so I was young private then, but that was my first trauma. And then
you did the whole ride, right?
Go ahead.
You did the whole ride?
I did not. I did I was out there 3 months. Okay. Yeah, I was out there 3 months, and it's crazy. I got back because I had a compassion reassignment. I left the desert and went to Fort Knox.
Wow.
Went to Fort Knox, and of course, Fort Knox. Then I went on to 101st, and where we deployed for 9/11. I can't hear you still.
You did most of your time in 101st.
I did. The best division ever. So
we'll talk about that there. Sir.
Okay.
Third, with that trauma, what are you doing today for coping mechanisms?
What I'm doing now. These little projects I got going on, but most of all, my family, my wife, my kids. You already know family is the most important thing to me. That's how I cope. You know,
kids and grandkids.
Yes, I do, and I just not just my immediate family, but I got my AC family. I got my battle buddies. You guys, you know what? So that's how I cope. That's how I really cope with things. I just turn to my family. Of course, I still go to VA. I still talk to counselors, those type of things. But I just family what keeps me going. That's my coping mechanism. Taking care of folks, looking after folks.
When you got out, when you retired, what was the military transition like? Because it's not greener on the other side, is it?
It's not. You know what? It was a blessing when I had some really good leaders that looked after me once I was about to retire. As soon as I retired, a week later, I had already had a job in place, and so as soon as I retired on. It was I retired on 26th of January, and I was on the job 1 February. I didn't have a week.
Right.
Say again.
Flying back and forth to Leavenworth?
Oh no. This was at Fort Benning.
Oh, okay.
But you're right. I was traveling all over duty stations.
You called me and you're like, "Yo, I'm an advisor at Fort Leavenworth for."
Right. Absolutely. Yep. I was an advisor, and I tell you, best job you could ever have. But just a lot of traveling, and I will tell you, I resigned as a matter of fact of last year. It's something I just didn't want to do anymore, Steve. I just wanted to do something on my own, what I enjoy. Instead of going into an office and then at a cubicle, staring at a computer screen all day. I just got tired of it. And I said, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna venture out on something else. So that's what I did.
Hey, you were like, Steve-O, man, need help with this, man.
Yeah. It was great. It was great. I was there about 8 years and this and that. And I just told my wife, I just want to do something else. And she said, babe, do what you want to do, and that's what I did. I said, you know what? I want to go into lawn service. I love cutting grass. You know, and that's how we got into the grass thing. But
All right.
we'll talk about that later.
But this word that says underneath, community changers,
Yes.
or belongs to you, brother. If you want me to stay here with you and interact, but I'm going to drop down.
Okay.
And I want you to tell the story, man, of how you got into this and what you do, man.
Okay. Great. Well, first, it didn't start out with community changer at first. It started out at Anderson Court family. Good friend of mine, a lady named Miss Rona Knox. We both from the same place, Paducah, raised up in the projects. We called it the Housing Authority, but we raised up in the project. And I remember I had came home as soon as I had retired. Well, not as soon as I had retired, but I had came home and I asked Rona, I said, hey, let's do lunch, you know, because I wanted to run something by her about this Anderson Court thing. And we did lunch, and I said, Rona, you know what I've been always wanting to do? She said, what's that, Donald? I said, I always wanted to go back home and give back to our people. You know, we're talking about our people at Anderson Court. And she said, Donald, that's what I've been always wanting to do too. And I said, you know what, let's make it happen. And that following year, we put a couple flyers out there about Anderson Court. It was Anderson Court reunion. And man, we got a huge showing. Everybody came out, not just a reunion, but we had everybody from different places coming and celebrating with us. And but it was actually about the kids, you know, giving back to the kids. So what we wanted to do is do a school drive, you know, back to school, you know, book backpacks, school supplies. We had bouncy houses. We had the fire truck. We had a lot of stuff out there, Steve. I can't even remember now, but we had a lot of stuff and we enjoyed it. We had a lot of folks that came back home that I haven't seen since I left high school in '87, and it was great. And so, this was back in 2020, and so every year it kept growing, getting bigger, getting bigger, getting bigger. We started doing all throughout the year, not just on August 8th when we go home and celebrate, but all throughout the year. We're doing Mother's Day dinner. We're doing Christmas drive. We're doing Thanksgiving. You know, we used to have every Sunday, we used to have the spin the wheel where we have all type of prizes and gifts for the kids and also for the parents and family. That was a success. What else? We had a Coke drive, and I would tell you, I couldn't do this. Donna wasn't doing this by himself. I mean, we have a bunch of family members. We have a bunch of seniors that come back and give because I can't afford it. And so we really had a group of guys and gals looking after our kids. And so here's the problem that I ran into, Steve-O, that my wife brought up to me. And, you know, we got about 65 kids over in Anderson Court that we get, that we receive. So we know how much we need to go out to spend on book bags, school supplies, and stuff of that nature. And we're getting a lot of donations. And so when we do our back to school thing, we got a list of names of all the kids that's living in Anderson Court. And so what I found out was all those kids are getting book bags, school supplies, but you got these other kids from other places, you know, and their parents giving donation to Anderson Court family. But our committee said, you know, if they don't live in Anderson Court, you know, they can participate, they'll eat and everything else, but they're not, you know, we won't be able to hand out bags or school supplies. And okay, got it. Of course, you know, I'm saying this thing is gonna be, it won't get huge anyway. Okay, it's just gonna stay in between Anderson Court, but it did. And my wife came to me and she said, and my wife is direct. She said, that's not fair. So what you mean it's not fair? She said, well, you got other kids coming from other housing authority and everywhere else, in line want a bag, and we can't give them bag. And I said, yeah, baby, you're right. That is not fair. You're right. And so a good friend I know, Kurt Barber, he reached out to me, say, Don, he said, why don't you just start a nonprofit? I said, nonprofit? I said, yeah. He said, instead of helping Anderson Court, you can help all the kids in Paducah. I'm like, wow, I didn't think about that. Because we have huge donors that's, giving big money.
Now, this, real quick, this is not like a normal, this is the hood.
Yeah, this is Anderson Court. This, well, yeah, it's the hood. That's what we call it. We only, hey, you know what? Yeah, that's what it is. But it was a tough hood. You know what I'm saying? It's still a hood. No, it's not. But it's my home. And yep, you're right. In the hood, that's what landed me in jail too. In the hood. Look, I'm about to jump on that. Let me explain myself since you put them bars up. Running with your buddies. In Anderson Court, we out there. There's no grocery store around. There's no rec center around. We got to get on a bike or ride about 5 or 6 miles to get to the local store and things of that nature. But I can remember one day, it was in April, me and my buddies, we had our bikes, and I said, you know what? It was a new Walmart just opened up on Southside. And I said, and we all said, hey, let's go up there and get us some parts for our bikes. And so we took off on our bikes, going to get parts for our bikes, with nobody's money. And so we go up there and we just walk in there like we the baddest thing in Paducah and just start putting stuff in our pocket and walk right out the store. And they grabbed my tail and just said, yep, come on to the back with me. And so they took me downtown along with my other friends. And I can remember this white guy, Steve-O. He said he's the arresting officer, the one that put us in the vehicle. He said, I'm gonna come back and talk to you boys. And, I'm 15, hey, I'm like, this white guy ain't coming back to talk to us. I don't know what he's talking about. Go on somewhere, guy. And sure enough, Steve-O, he came back. We were sitting down there all day because they wouldn't release us till our mom came and got us. And he came back and he stayed about an hour or two just talking about us. I mean, not about us, but just telling us, we can do better. Hey, this is not the way you want to go. We was downstairs, upstairs, you can hear all the, the adults clinging and hollering and this and that. And so, and I can remember they brought me this big, thick bologna and hard bread and peanuts. And we all down there, each one of us in a cell. And he came back. And you know what? And I told myself, no, this ain't for me. They can have this, So I stopped all the stealing. I stopped all the breaking into stuff. And I stopped all the, the every legal thing you can consider doing as a kid. And so I left it alone. I picked up a basketball and I said, nope, this is not for me. I had too many friends going in and out of jail, in and out of prison. I said, no, that's not going to be the way I spend the rest of my life behind bars. And so that changed me. And my mama also changed me because, I've never heard my mama scream. I can hear her. My friend was my friend Matt, my best friend Matt. I can hear him say, Donald's in jail. Donald's in jail. And my mom was like, I'm going to wear his ass. I can hear it from the inside the cell. And you know what? And when I got home, she wore me out. And I said, that's to be the last time I ever steal anything. So that's how the...
Were you a high school basketball star?
Oh, no. No. I wish I was. I wouldn't have never went into the military if I was.
That was a choice you were...
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I would tell you it was... my choice was to go in basketball when I left school. And I can remember the coach. I played high school for my senior year, and I learned a valuable lesson from this coach. Rest his soul now. But he told me, I wasn't getting enough playing time. And I said, you know what, coach? I quit. I said, I should be getting more playing time than this. And that coach looked at me in my eyes. He said, hey, Donald, he said, you just came on. Hey, you a senior. He said, I had guys been here since freshman all the way up to senior. You think I'm going to let you start over them, blah, blah, blah. I can remember me saying that. And I turned in my jersey and I left, and so that learned me a valuable lesson though, man, about, being responsible and actually a leader of character. I was selfish. I thought, I was that good that I should be starting and playing, but it never did happen. But I learned a valuable lesson. You just started too late. But no, I wasn't a star. I wish I was. I would, like I said, I would never went in the military. What made me go into the military was my high school girlfriend, my wife now. She was pregnant with our first child, and I said I wasn't going to be a deadbeat. I seen too many guys running around there not taking care of their responsibility, especially when you're living in the project. You see all this. I said that wasn't going to be me, and I didn't want to go into the military because all my uncles went into the military, and they all got kicked out. And so that was my mindset. If I go in the military, I'm just going to get kicked out, and so I'm not going in the military. Recruiters used to always come to the house knocking on the door, and I used to have some ugly words for them. I did. You wouldn't even want to hear what was coming out of my mouth. But I remember one day my wife said, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm about to have a child. And that right there, I was like, I remember I went down to the recruiter station. The Army folks was coming to see me, right? Coming to my door, and I was cursing them out. And I wasn't going to Army. I said, I'm going to Marines, because I was so embarrassed to go to the Army side, because I seen the recruiters that they used to always come to my house. And I said, nope, I'm not going. I wanted to go Army, but I said, nope, too embarrassed. I'm not going over to the Army side. I'm going to Marines, and of course it was lunchtime and everybody was out for lunch. And I was sitting on the side that the Marines, had their chairs there for new recruits. And those guys came out, the Army guys or recruiters came out, and they seen me. I had my head down, they seen me, they spotted me, and they like, hey, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And I told them my sad story, and they like, hey, come on, let's go to lunch. Of course, I'm always hungry. I'm like, hey, let's go. And of course, you know what happened after that. Signed in the military, went Army, and here, and I'm glad I did. I said, if I had to do it again, I'll do it again, because this Army has been wonderful to me and my family. And I tell you, I'm glad I made that choice to go into the Army. But other than that, now we get back to the community changes. But anyway, my friend said, go ahead and get your nonprofit organization. Hey, go ahead. And I said, okay, cool. And I did. And I reached out to some good friends of mine, Lito Mason, Robert Shaw, and Miss Rona Knox. I reached out to them, and they said, Don, I'm all on board. And we made it happen. We got our nonprofit started. Now we're just trying to raise money, and this nonprofit is just not about Anderson Court now. It's about everybody that need assistance. Our kids, our family members, our veterans. I mean, we're doing this for everyone in Paducah, Kentucky, also surrounding area too, like Mayfield and stuff like that. But we want to get back on the ground. We just don't want to give kids and family money. We want to get on the ground. We want to see what they need. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not just resources, but we want to make sure that we follow these kids. Some of them not going to go to college. We know that, but we want to make sure they got skills in place. Plumber, carpenter, electrician, something they have in place so they can move forward. And so that's what I want to do. For the people in Paducah. I'll tell you right now, our kids need us. You know what I'm saying? They really need us. They really just don't. My thing is this: we just can't hand out money and then just like everything's going to go away. It's not. And so I want to follow these kids from elementary school all the way to high school until they graduate and all the way, to adults to make sure they make it. If I can make it, they can make it. And so this is what I do this for. Nothing in it for me. This is my coping mechanism. The trauma that I went through in the military. This is why I love.
Have you ever talked to any of those kids in the hood that in your area? What's it called?
And score. Oh, every time I go home, every time.
Got them into the military?
Oh no, I had no one into the military. But when I go home, I'm always, I always like to stop and walk, walk around in Anderson Court and just if I see kids, first thing I ask them is, you know anything about Anderson Court family because they know we do it every year, which they do. And then I get into, how you doing in school, how your grades look, and some of them got all A's and this and that. I give them my I give my information, give their mom to make sure they got all straight A's and this and that. And I might just send them an iPad, or a computer, or usually, ask them what do they want if they are a student. I just send gift. I send gifts to the parents. If there's a mom that's
You have teenagers volunteering with you?
I do. If there's a mom out there that need help, you know what? And of course we pay rent. We assist with paying rent. We assist paying utilities. We assist with groceries. Whatever that parent need to take care of their child. Not me, but Anderson Court family. We stick together and we all pull together and make it happen. So I've been truly blessed, Steve-O.
We're getting ready to run out of time, but I need to ask you two things.
Yeah.
What is the number one accomplishment that you did while you were in the military? And what is the biggest accomplishment you did as a civilian?
Accomplishment, man. I want to say I treated everybody with respect. I want to say I treated everybody with dignity and respect. I don't know. Like I say, I'm a family man. When I leave my home and go to work, Army is my family. My crew is my family. My platoon is my family. My section is my family. You know what I'm saying? My battalion is my family. My brigade was my family. So I treated everybody just like they were my family. I don't care if they want to call me sergeant major, uncle, brother. It doesn't matter.
Explain how many people are under a brigade.
It's about 4,000. We have about a little bit over 4,000 in the brigade. And I tell you, that was the best time. That was the best time of my life. The only thing I didn't like about when you're in senior leadership position, especially at brigade, you spend you don't spend as much time with the soldiers because you're always at meeting, going here and going there. That's the only thing that as you move up is great, but you also it's also a downfall because you don't get to spend as much time with the soldier how you used to do.
Talking things that I remember about you that struck me when I got out of the military, especially when I got out of Walter Reed, you being where you were at the very high level where you were in your career. When you went to the Sergeant Major's Academy, what did you do after you graduated? You gave me your class coin that those students to keep.
Yeah. You still got it?
Hell yeah, I got it. I got it in my box for my kid for when I pass away. But then the other was, what was your call sign? Ghost?
Ghost 7.
Does anyone ever call you Ghost 7?
Oh no. Okay. You know what, Steve-O? I did this podcast with you because I love you. You always been there for me. But I'm that type of guy. The military, that's behind me. I don't want to talk about the military. I really don't. You know what? I mean, I can get around a bunch of guys talking about military back in the days. I just walk away. That's behind me. I love it, but that's behind me. I'm looking forward.
Okay. Let's talk about this right here.
That is the what you call it? That is our actually that's what
QR code.
we that's what we use for our if anybody want to donate to community changers, you can use that QR code. It go directly to the region bank. That's what we bank with for community changers. We sell hats. We sell hoodies, shirts, and like I said, all this money goes to the people in that correction in Paducah. All right, in Paducah, Kentucky, and so we're gonna use. Matter of fact, in January we'll start our reading for our kids in the elementary. Shucks. You got me all. We got reading program. Hold on, we got reading program. I got to make sure I got so many organization, nonprofit, but community change. We got a reading program going on starting January. So if you want to get in there, let me know. I mean, we giving out some nice trinkets for these kids for reading. And in March, we're doing we're taking the kids to college, to some college campus. What else? We got some more stuff. You have to look on the website.
So I'm going to put the website in the description.
Yeah, you're right.
Where you can be all found at. But we're a little over our time. But since you're my back, and we know each other very well, this will stream next Wednesday. And I want to message out prior so people can donate for those kids for Christmas and the families. So in closing, what is the last thing you would like to say? And then I would like to hear you give a Christmas message to all the soldiers that are deployed and then all the people that are in your community.
Oh, man, I would say take care of your family. Take care of one another. At the end of the day, that's all you have is family. For all our soldiers overseas serving, I don't do politics. I'm a firm believer. Whoever's the commander in chief, we move out. And so let's continue to pray for our soldiers because to me, they VIPs. And that's what I used to call them when I was in. They VIPs. Every soldier that was up under me, they VIPs. You treat them like the VIPs. You treat your family like they're VIPs. I'm going to treat these soldiers like VIPs. I treat my family. When I say my family, I'm talking about my not my immediate family, but my Anderson Court family, my Paducah family. Anybody that know me, I'm gonna treat them like family. That's the only way I know how. And so, take care of one another. Life is short. Don't hang on. Don't hang. How would I say this? I want to make sure I say this right, but I'm just saying, find positive people. All right. Find positive people that's negative, get away from them. Hey, if you ain't got nothing negative, positive to say to me and nothing but negative, then we're not going to get along too well. So find positive people in your life and go for it. And also, Steve-O, I want to thank you. I'll follow you, Steve-O. I see what I know what you. I don't look at your video when you're on the shitter, but other than that, I follow you, and I thank you for what you're doing, brother. Because you know what, there's a lot of veterans out there suffering. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, like I said, I cope with mine by family and friends. And other than that, Steve-O,
I've seen you creeping up over there on TikTok, man.
I do, Steve. I gotta still follow you. You my battle buddy, and so. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what? Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about, how many likes you don't get or get. That's not the reason why you're doing this. You're doing it from your heart. I know you're doing it from your heart. I know sometimes you get frustrated. Hey,
this is my coping mechanism, man.
Absolutely. Yep. And so keep doing that, Steve-O. Don't worry about everybody else or what they think. I don't. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it ain't about them.
Ever need a spokesman to come down? I'll fly down there or drive there and speak for you, man.
I already told you I need you on my team because we got a lot of veterans in Paducah You know what I'm saying? And we're about to do something for them too. And I need some advice from you, before we start spending. I want to make sure we get this right, because you have done it up in, I see you done it up in Pennsylvania, going out and taking veterans warming gear. Yep, 1821. So I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you, because I got a lot of veterans in Paducah and homeless that need help. And we're going to make sure they get that help.
This trademark that you got above is amazing, dude. And I'll tell you what, these people don't understand how important these trademarks are for these logos and community support, man. I mean, people don't know it's expensive to get these logo brands.
Yeah.
So, and you got apparel. Like, I only have my shirts that I wear in lapel pins.
Right.
On money.
Wow. So your 1821 production. How long you been doing this?
3 years. So it was 1821, and then that was taken. Then it was 1821 Productions. That was taken. And I was like, okay, we're going Voice of the Voiceless. 1820.
Right.
Finally, I submitted through USPTO. They approved it. And then you got to watch out, because people will try to steal your stuff and get like royalties and stuff, man. If you're not trademarked, like I was getting like requests from lawyers saying that they wanted to pull 1821 because people were out there saying they were me and getting I give me $1,000, man, and I gave it back to them when I was out of RV helping people on the road, man.
Right.
But I'll tell you, man, there's a lot of people out there in pain and silence, and they need people like you. They need people like me, and there's so many other different veteran podcasts, and I want to get you on Sergeant Major Tilley's show, man.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, what's it called? I believe it's called Citizen Soldier, or Soldier for Life, where soldiers do community stuff for people.
Okay.
So that'll be a talk on the outside. But, man, I love you, brother. I got your 6. I appreciate everything you do, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate it.
Got anything else to say, man? I'm going to drop you down and do the ending of the show and close out.
Okay.
In the green room, and I will come back, and once this downloads, I'll send it to you. And the bio video that I made for you, you can share to, like, when you do engagements and stuff, because I know you do a lot of public speaking in your community.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing thing to play, because it doesn't say anything about my show. It says everything about you.
Okay.
And I just want to say that, all the respect in the world, man, even though you bypassed me. But you know what? I'll just say one thing. You're the only one in the unit that made Master Sergeant when we were there, man.
No, what? No,
But guess what's left?
Yeah, they was. You're right. They was.
But
right.
yeah, you made Master Sergeant because you were like our senior advisor.
Yeah, that's because I went to 101st. You should have went to 101st.
I'm not a light fighter, man.
Oh, all right.
I'm a dirty, rotten leg.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's all right. You still serve. That's all that matters.
But you know what, man? I've seen the most professional people as 13 Bravos, man.
Oh man.
Like your boy was just talking about the comedy guy, and I was amazed that you have those pictures on your phone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's a star. So, I always reach out to him, see how he's doing. But other than that, when you said the name in the photo, I already knew who he were. I said, man, how you get this? I don't follow comedy. That's why. So I wouldn't never know if you didn't show me the picture of him.
Yeah, man. So thank you very much for coming on, man.
Appreciate you.
If you guys want to reach out, everything will be in the comments. I'm going to share this one last time, this QR code for everybody to scan. If I don't talk to you, Don, have a Merry Christmas. I guess I got a sweatshirt. I got a hoodie coming, right?
Yep. Oh, yes. I got all those downstairs in my box, but I'll send those out. What time is it? What time is Steve-O?
It's almost Dog, man.
I got another Zoom meeting. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, man. You're a busy person.
Hey, love you.
Bumping you down, man.
Hey, love you. You got to come down to the house too.
Definitely, man.
We can go fishing.
Okay. I'm not a fisherman, so you're gonna have to teach me that.
Oh man, it's too easy. Got you.
I'm gonna drop you down, and you can go and do your other Zoom meeting, man, and I'll get with you on the side.
Appreciate you. Love you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I am 1821 Production, voice of the voiceless, and I go by Steve-O. And this has been Crawl, Walk, Run, episode 7. And this will stream next week. I got to do all this professional stuff here. Hey, if you're hurting out there in silence, you can always pick up the phone and you can call me. My number's out there. You can email me. But we also have people out there that are willing to work with you and talk to you. This is my everyday life, people. So I'm trying to get rid of his logo. But yeah, so I end my show. I'm not going to plug my show. I'm over my time. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Some people pray to a rock. Some people pray to the Bible. Be safe on your journeys out there. I talk too much, and now you all know why they call me Steve-O, because of this amazing gentleman that we just had on. Love, peace, and joy. I'm the voice, Steve-O.
Crawl, walk, run has been brought to you by 1821 Productions, voice of the voiceless. If you have a story, please reach out. We are the voice of the unheard. Till next time.